Premier Planet, it's your favorite MC, JB, Justin Barlow, here inside the Premier Studio in Woodstock, Illinois, where we just wrapped up another incredible night of action here at Premier Pro Wrestling. Thank you so much to everyone who came out to support us this evening, and if you weren't here, if you weren't able to make the taping, here's what you missed. We started off the evening with the Urban Rebellion, Cutter Crosby, taking on 0-3. It was martial arts versus ground and pound street fighting style. And Cutter Crosby, after being left in the ring a couple of times by the incredible Atlas J. Horn being embarrassed, he was able to pick up a moral victory here tonight, and so he's able to build his confidence a little bit more, and we'll see what becomes of him and Atlas in the near future, if Atlas is even going to bother after leading Cutter laying a couple of times here in Premier Pro Wrestling. Following that, we had Ulysses S. Adams, USA, taking on 0-1. Now, 0-1, well, he let his guard down. He let the fans get into his head with their USA chants, and that left Adams with enough of an opening to hit 0-1 with that just devastating leg drop of his, and Ulysses S. Adams remains undefeated. He gets to put another feather in that undefeated cap here in Premier Pro Wrestling. Following that, the Science Marcus Smith taking on PPW veteran Texas Pete. And now, Marcus, brimming with confidence, as he pretty much had a right to coming into this evening, because if you remember last week, Marcus went not one, but two in a row against two opponents back-to-back in what he later dubbed the doubleheader science fair. So Marcus Smith looked to continue that momentum here tonight, and even decided to waste a little time out here at ringside by offering up his brand, once again, of stand-up comedy. Unfortunately for Marcus, the Premier Planet still isn't buying it. They got in his head a little bit, which gave Texas Pete enough of an opening, despite a few flurries of offense from Marcus, to dump Marcus out of the ring. Marcus had a not very pleasant meeting with the floor, let's say, and he was out long enough for the referee to reach a 10 count, and Texas Pete wins here tonight by countout, and Marcus Smith, well, after going 2-0 last week, well, he's got to kind of start right back at the beginning with that confidence of his. Following that, it was number one contendership action. Iniestra taking on the returning Chase Gosling, who, if you remember last week, was suspended after he and Matt Vine ruined what was an incredible matchup between Scott Colton and Iniestra for the PPW World Heavyweight Championship a couple of weeks ago. Both of these guys, like them, love them, or hate them, deserve all the credit in the world. They left it all in the ring. But Chase Gosling, to his credit, was able to use Iniestra's own momentum against him, get him in a pinning predicament, and the referee counts 1, 2, 3. Chase Gosling, on his first night back here in PPW after his suspension, becomes the new number one contender. And Iniestra, you know what? All the credit in the world to you, buddy. You put on one hell of an effort here tonight. Following that, we had the Executioner facing, despite his 300-plus pound size advantage, he faced probably his most daunting task to date, because he squared off against PPW's resident guard dog, Andy Anderson, the ring veteran. The Executioner, despite having almost a 100-pound weight advantage on Andy, he had no idea how to handle Andy. Andy was in the ring crawling around, and the Executioner, it got right in the Executioner's head, and Andy was able to roll the big guy up for 1, 2, 3, and Andy Anderson gets to walk out of here with his head held high here tonight. And after that, it was our main event, the world champion Scott Colton taking on the world exclusive and number one contender Matt Vine. These two go way back, so they can read each other like a book, and we saw a lot of new stuff from each competitor here tonight, each one trying to pull something new out of their arsenal in order to throw the other one off guard and throw them something that they just wouldn't expect. It was even up until the point where Matt Vine, aiming for Colton ducks, Vine hits the referee with a powerful clothesline, knocks him out cold, and as the referee is laying on the floor, Vine calls out to, who else? Chase Gosling. And Chase Gosling runs out to the ring. He and Vine together start laying a beating on Colton. And that is until Iniestra, seeing this from the back, comes down to even the odds. Together with Colton, they both clear the ring, but that's when the referee came to. He sees Colton and Iniestra standing in the ring. He thinks Iniestra initiated the interference. He calls for the bell and awards the match to Matt Vine via disqualification. But just remember, the title cannot change hands on a disqualification. So Scott Colton, despite not walking out with a victory, still walked out of the Premier Studio, the World Heavyweight Champion, here tonight. Now, Premier CEO Randy Ritchie came down to kind of clarify everything. He said, we are definitely going to have Chase Gosling versus Scott Colton next week because Chase Gosling earned his title shot. But also, we're going to have Matt Vine taking on Iniestra in a #1 contenders match. And hopefully, some of this heat between these four guys can finally be squashed when all four are able to get their hands on each other here next week. Don't forget, we are here each and every Saturday night for your viewing pleasure, Premier Planet. Find us on Facebook. Give us a like to stay up to date with all the happenings here in PPW. Follow us on Twitter at Premier Planet. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to visit PremierProWrestling.com where you can receive exclusive discounts on future ticket purchases for future tapings. And you can also stay up to date on everything happening here in PPW. Once again, I'm Justin Barlow. Come out and see us every single Saturday night. Bring your family, bring your friends, and we'll see you there.